guys, what's going on? So today we're going to be working with the Galaxie again. I realized this thing's pretty ugly. There's a lot of bare metal spots that didn't really get finished, and I'm going to fix that today. I pulled the hood hinges off. I have some new ones. They're all powder coated up. We're going to throw those on real quick. But I can't even, like, it's like 90 something out right now. So everything in direct sunlight is like very, very hot. I can't touch it with my bare hands. The trunk being black, can't really work with that. Everything's like way too hot in direct sun to even work on. So I moved in the garage. What I'm going to be doing today is basically just some light body work. Probably not going to do anything to the front fenders because Patina Life matches my truck like that. But the rest of it doesn't. What I'm going to be doing is kind of getting all this stuff finished. Get some primer on this stuff. I'm not going to fully body work it. I'm not going to bother doing fill work because the guy that's actually going to be spraying this car is going to have to do all that anyways. I just want to make the car roughly all one color. We'll see how far we get. I am going to sand all this crud off. There's a bunch of it peeling on the roof. Sand that off as well, and then basically just shoot everything one color. I was going to do some high build urethane on this thing, but again, a lot of this is going to get sanded off, have to get rebody worked anyways. So we're just going to do some rattle can primer color a day. That's what I did on the back and it looks fine. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pop this thing open, start pulling some of the trim pieces off that don't need to be on, some stuff like this and this. Actually, I might just tape that off for now. Get this thing all sanded off, and hopefully by the end of the video we'll have a fully primered car, minus the front fenders because I don't want to do that. But yeah. So you can see kind of as we look down the side of this car, it's actually relatively straight. And there's one body filler spot that I can see from here that I did not sand all the way down. But other than that, this car is pretty much laser straight. A couple little dents in the door, those are my fault. I'm gonna try to pound those out the best I can. A little bit more body work. There's some filler that hasn't been sanded right here. It still needs to be sanded, but relatively, this is a pretty straight car, I will admit. It's very straight, I'm happy with it. Same with the back of the car, everything looks good back here, as well as on the top. So there really isn't a lot of body work to be done here. I just wanna make sure that it doesn't look like a cow. It looks like some trailer trash stuff. I'm not really liking it. Want it all one color. I was complaining, well not complaining, I was stating that this car is very bumpy when we went and first drove it around. The back has a good amount of preload. You can see there's literally no preload in this coilover. I wonder why it was so soft. It's not tight. I can literally spin this. I don't even need a spanner wrench, I can just spin it. I'm gonna put a pretty good amount of preload in this thing and it'll probably be way better. It'll be a little bit easier to drive. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of check everything, bolt check all my fittings, make sure I'm not leaking anything, check the actual control arm bolts, make sure everything's all tight, and then throw it back on the ground. Oh, I don't have a cotter pin in that. You don't need cotter pins in your steering arms. You don't need any of that. I'm still here, aren't I? How did you do it? Just unthread it. It'll come right off. Oh, really? Yeah.
Well, I don't look like it's coming off anytime soon.
Just believe.
I'm trying.
Just keep on threading it. It'll come off. Just impact it. It will come off again. What if it came off?
Oh. It's hot.
You want me to show you a magic trick? You're gonna have to put tension on this to actually get it to want to come off. Still not under tension. That's cool.
You got it.
All right, so we're chipping away on the Galaxie. Sorry, last clip was a little interesting, but either way, got the preload put in the front spring, so you can see there's way more preload in the spring now. That's what it needs. It's about 40% preload right now. Had 0, so I wanted to kind of start in the middle so I could back it off or put more in if I need it, and then if it wasn't clear what happened over here, basically what happened, I got happy with an impact, like some of us tend to do. Yeah, I ripped the threads right out of that tie rod end, so that's junk. But coincidentally, I had some RideTech ones that I forgot I had, so I have some brand new RideTech ones. Well, not brand new, but very, very well used RideTech ones I'm gonna throw in, because why not? Might as well, I have them. Got some pizza that's pretty dang good. Oh yeah, yeah, meat pizza, baby. Oh yeah, that's good for the sodium. I was supposed to be painting everything, getting it all one color. Bolt check's a little more important. I think I ran out of cotter pins, so I'm gonna grab some more of those. And in the next hour or so, I should have the front end all dialed up. And all I gotta do is pull the back wheels and fix up the wheel well. Get this area primered, because there is still no paint in the back. I'm not gonna paint the wheel, obviously. A bunch of stuff I still gotta do. It's nice and light and cool out, or it's dark out, so it's actually cool out. It was like 95 out today. Kind of working with what I got, but I have a garage for the first time, which is very, very rare. I don't get this very often. right, so I got this wheel well kind of stripped out. Basically cut the outer lip off. This was making it very difficult to get the wheel on and off. I did it on the other side, so I need to do it on this side as well. And keep in mind, I welded a quarter panel patch right here. So basically it goes up and all the way across. There is no filler in this. This is all bare metal. Relatively speaking, that's actually pretty straight, considering there's zero filler on this thing. Basically down here, I gotta weld it still. I never welded on the bottom, so I'm gonna do that now. All the way across, and then up and over, I ground all those welds coming across. A little bit of filler in the wheel well area. It'll look pretty much brand new. I think this thing looks pretty dang good. Should be able to get the wheel actually in this thing a little bit easier because I cut like a good ½ inch out of the wheel well, so that's good. No sense in having material you don't need, right? I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing welded up on the bottom, hopefully get this thing primered. There's a lot of people that are unhappy with the wheel and tire selection I chose on this car. I thought it was way too big, so I figured I was gonna go bigger. So I got new wheels. Yeah. Oh yeah, those bad babies. Ain't nobody gonna spin on them tires. All right, so as you guys saw last night, this thing is a massive pain to put the rear tires on. Just for perspective, this is a 20x10 with a 295 on it. Now this thing is huge, very tall, and it's got a very interesting backspace that basically makes it impossible to get in with the coilovers on. So I gotta droop it out, get the car way up in the air. I mean, you can see this is as low off the ground as I can get the car and still get the wheels out. And I had to like shimmy the crap out of this axle and like kind of pull one side down and wiggle it out, and it still was rubbing, and it was just a massive nightmare. Basically, since we're already in the position to where it's already out, I figured now it's probably a good time to find some rollers for it. Put it on some rollers, because I really don't think, I think I gotta drive it maybe like 2 blocks from here for something to fix the coolant lines, and then other than that, I think I'm just gonna get it prepped out ready for paint. Mostly because getting a windshield for this thing is such a problem. It's gonna cost a bunch of money. Once it's installed, it's not worth the money to like I would spend $400 or $500 just taking the window out and putting it back in. Putting it back in, taking it out, and putting it back in again without breaking it. If I do break it, plus the window itself is over $400. So I'm probably gonna do it all myself, but anyways, that's still like not the point. So basically just to put a windshield in it to drive it around for a month or two, kind of work out all my kinks like I said in the last video, is not worth the money. I'll end up spending well over $1,000 just to said drive it around for a couple months. I think realistically in the last video I was curious if you guys said I should keep it and drive it around the way it is. I think I'm gonna skip that step, do all the hard work now, get it ready for paint while I already have it torn down. Then I can put the glass in it, put the wheels on for the last time, and then we can call it done for a little while. Then all I gotta do is interior, like I said. I think it's gonna be the realistic plan. So what I got is I went over to my buddy Mike's house, shout out to you. He gave me, these are some just Chrysler 15x7s. And then I went over to a local tire shop, and he had some of these bad boys in the back. Some good old drag radials from Miata. So these are a 185, 55-15. So I'm gonna throw these on, but the problem with this is the tire profile is so small on a 15 already. I mean, a 45 on a 15 is short. You can obviously see that. Not only that, 15-inch wheel, right? Well, I can pick it up with one hand. It's got a tire, it's stretched. I stretched a 185. That's okay, nice. That's how small these tires are. Since I am going from a 20x10 to this, it's gonna be way too low on the ground because the height difference is, I'll show you. Ah, there we go. So, yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. So basically, this thing's gonna be way too low on the ground. I'm gonna have to change the 4-link geometry and all that other stuff. So I think I'm gonna throw these on the red Galaxie since it's not lowered yet, and then steal the rollers off it. But yeah, big difference. Big difference if you're curious on a comparison of how big these things actually are. So I got my new 445 drag radials on a 15x15-inch wheel. No idea how these are gonna fit. Like I said, I don't even think I can actually run them on this car. Wow, these are so much lighter. Oh wow, look how easy it goes on too. Yeah. I think I should just go take the other ones off the other car because I know they fit. Oh yeah, man, those are too big. I think I gotta go smaller. I think they're definitely gonna rub. Aha, look at that. Well. Aha. Yeah, we got one hell of an identity crisis going on here. You guys are curious what it looks like. The red on red looks pretty cool. I like that. I have seen that before. But the 18x8 in the back looks terrible. Don't put 18s on Galaxies in the back. I'm sorry, it doesn't fit. It's too dang small. That's the exact reason that I went with a 20, because it looks like it's skip leg day, and I hate it. These are just rollers for right now, so I can use them with the Steelies. We're gonna clean them up right now. You can see Noah's washing them off in the background. Don't get 18 squared. Be a man, put 20s on your stuff. You're gonna run a tuck setup like this. I was gonna put the ones on the town car in it, but I was a wuss. I raised the car an inch. This is where it sits, because this is way shorter. So this thing literally if I had it where it was, which I have my setup in the center, there's three positions, you know, high, medium, and low. So I always set this thing up at the center when I built it so I can go up or down to adjust it. I just had to raise it the whole car an inch. This is where it sits fully drooped out. So this is as low as it gets with the coilovers hooked up. I wanted to see if I could still get this wheel off. Yeah. It's kind of what I thought was gonna happen. So no, you still can't get the tire off. So no matter what, in any circumstance, you will have to pull the coilovers out to get the tires off. No matter what, when you're this low. So that's always good. Alright, wow, this thing is definitely low. I want you guys to keep in mind I set this thing up for a staggered 18 and 20 inch setup, so naturally it's gonna have this, like, I don't know, squat thing going on, so it's a little lower in the back on one side. It looks good though. I don't know, you guys let me know. Like the Steelies better or you like the 20s better? I know a lot of people are gonna say Steelies. I'm gonna walk right into that one. Doesn't that look bad? It's sitting kind of raked, like lower in the back. Keep in mind I raised it up an inch and it still sits like this. I could go 2 inches lower in the back. So with this setup, I literally can lay frame. Do a little more body work tonight since the sun just went down. It's a little cooler out. See how it handles. Should be a lot better in the front. It's very low. Wow, these tires, dude, it's so like floaty. Oh my gosh, compared to the other ones. You don't need a good alignment. This whole no windshield thing's kind of like, it's nice when it's out like this and it was hot out today. But when it's cold, man, oh, you freeze. And, well, I'm not gonna get cool in my mouth the whole time because now we have a hood. Making moves out here. It's not bad, it's got a decent amount of torque. It's like quarter throttle. It needs to be tuned, it has no timing in it. I think it needs bigger jets too. But this thing cruises, man. It's just not bad, what do you think?
Not bad.
Not terrible for a, what is it, 60-year-old car?
Yeah.
Well, all right, that looks pretty halfway decent. I don't know, I kind of like the Steelies, but I didn't build it for this kind of setup, so it's kind of like it would need a drop spindle to sit right in the front. The back is perfect, but you would definitely need a drop spindle in the front to set the front end like 2 inches lower at least.
Yeah.
Then it would probably be really nice. You can definitely see it's got like a lowrider stance, which I'm not a fan of at all. It drives great. The front end is so much more like planted. Yeah, see, it doesn't spring anymore. It was very springy because I had literally no preload in it. She's tucked. I don't see very many Galaxies sit that low. It's not bad. I like it. It's fun to drive. God, that's low. Dirt nasty low. Sick. Probably could take a couple photos of it with these wheels on it just for fun. Alright, let's head back home. I want to just show you guys just how great this car is, because I've had some bad experiences with this car in my day. You guys would know. Check this out. This car makes up for itself. Fans kick on, that's nice. Primer if I need it. Oh, it's out of gas. But it started right up. It's actually the hardest start this car's ever had. Wow, that's really light, look at that. That's nice. I'll turn on our lights. It's just a good day off, good day off. Get the brakes. Your seat flies forward. Oh, that's funny. Oh no, this is gonna go great. Yeah. Ah, damn it! Nice. Yeah, I did it! Told you.
Never doubted that the car wouldn't do it. Solid one tire fire.
Oh yeah, it's a one-legger for sure. It's a turd, bro. Oh yeah, she's custom. Look at that. We got a solid 10 feet of rubber. Look at that. Oh yeah, baby. Actual rubber. Way too much power. These drag slicks hook up way too much. Bog the engine down.
Drag slicks, yeah. We'll
Yeah, dude, they're drag slicks. They're radials, man. Coming out. TX2K, I'm coming for you with this turd. All right, guys, so we're back next day. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of continue where I left off. The whole point of this video is to get some things painted and primered to where basically after this it can go to paint. So I have some stuff on the edges here I gotta weld up and then go ahead and primer that. I already primered the other quarter panel. I'm gonna do the roof right now and the upper deck panel, get those sanded. We started sanding it last night and then the condensation, it got really like cloudy out randomly at night, then foggy, and so everything got like wet, and it was wet on the roof. Couldn't really sand the way I wanted. Had to wait till today, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish sanding the roof, go ahead and get that all primered up. I don't really think I'm gonna re-primer the hood. I mean, I could. could. It's kind of pointless though, because a lot of the stuff's gonna get sanded off, but I just want all the bare metal covered, so stuff like this needs to get primered. So yeah, we'll get to it. Alright guys, so I got pretty much all the paint stripped off the roof. I ended up doing literally everything on the back as well as the roof of the car, and the reason being is basically the more that I do now, the less the body shop has to do, and basically the turnaround time is a lot faster. I wanted this thing to get done as efficiently as I can. Doing most of the work that I can myself helps that happen. I'm just gonna basically just do a quick little rattle can primer on it, nothing too special to where when he comes in, because there's a bunch of little dimples on the roof that needs filler, as well as these welds that I've done on the front, repairing the rust. It'll be easy, it'll keep it from rusting right now, and that saves a day of body work time that I don't have to spend or wait getting this car done. So I might as well do it myself now. Saves me money, technically saves me time. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the car out. Made a massive mess. Got most of it blown out, but it's hard to keep it, but that's a good sight. You know, that's a bare metal roof. That's a 58-year-old roof that has clean bare DA'd metal on it. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm actually really impressed. I mean, this thing all the way across, it's pretty, well, it was not rust free, now it is, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and clean everything off, wipe it down, and get some primer on this thing, the whole roof, and then we'll finally have a almost one colored car. Almost, not quite yet. Alright you guys, well it looks like we got pretty much everything buttoned up to where we want it to be. The roof looks so much better, oh my gosh. It doesn't have a bunch of peeling paint all over it. It was a paint to strip, I don't know, this was not, there's no way that was automotive paint, the white that's on this car. I do not think that's automotive paint. That was very difficult to get off. And with the way it like cracked and peeled, it was something I've never seen before on automotive paint. So I don't know what it was, but this looks way better. It'll serve its purpose, and when it goes to the body shop, it's something that's decently easy to strip off, and it'll keep it from rusting for the time being. I'm pretty happy with that. I got a bunch of stuff crossed off my list with this car. The only thing I got is a couple more wiring bits inside, get a radio figured out, some interior bits figured out, and then basically finish fitting the bumpers a little bit better. Then we'll tear it down and it'll be ready for paint. So I'm really, really happy about the way this thing's coming out. Hope you guys went on to enjoy today's video. Leave a like on it if you did. Go and get your merch at 909speedcompany.com. Help support the build. This thing's going to paint very soon and I'm very excited about it. Let me know what color I should paint this thing down in the comments below. I'll be checking it very closely to see what you guys think. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.